Welcome to the Artists Forum. My name is Lisa Nicole Wilkerson, and I'll be your host tonight. Our guest this segment is a beautiful classical violinist who's graced stages from around the world. Her name is Katie Thomas. Katie, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Hi, it's such a pleasure. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, so great. So please tell our viewing audience some of the places you've performed.
Well, I mainly perform here in New York. I pretty much do what all freelancers do, so a lot of orchestra playing, recording gigs, some solo work as well, and I have a great, really fun quartet that we touch a lot on modern works, and we work with living composers, so it's pretty cool. Really nice.
Mm-hmm. So when did you start playing, and at what point in your life did you realize that this was something you wanted to do and could do professionally?
I pretty much knew that I was going to be a musician of some sort, or at least my parents knew that. I officially started violin when I was 4, but when I was 9 months old, it's a famous story in my family. My mother loves to tell this story, but so I was 9 months old. We had a typical family gathering with my grandparents and my sister, 5 years older. She was playing the violin, and she stopped and couldn't finish the piece. And my mom swears to me that I da-da'd and sung the rest of the piece. So from then on, my parents pretty much knew that I was gonna be a musician. And of course, my sister was an inspiration to me because she played violin, and I wanted to do the same thing.
And you kind of upstaged her just a little bit at 9 months old?
Yeah.
Has she forgiven you?
I hope so. Okay. I hope so. You know, it was a long time ago, so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your parents. Were they some of your early influences growing up? And maybe who else were your musical influences?
Well, my mother, she was a violinist, and my father is an amateur pianist, but amateur not, neglecting the fact that he's absolutely phenomenal. But I was lucky enough as a child to listen to him practicing, up to when I went to sleep at night. So music was always a part of my daily routine. If I was even not practicing, somebody was playing music, or playing music on the radio, classical music. And I'm also grateful that they took me to a lot of classical concerts. So we went to Eastern Music Festival a lot. Nice. And that's really where my inspiration took, fold, because these incredible soloists, I got to see Gidon Kramer perform and on Sophie Mutter, and Sarah Chang, and Joshua Bell. He was a big one for me. So a lot of inspiration there.
Yeah. That's so nice.
Yeah.
So we are actually going to be graced with your music tonight. I'm very excited to hear this. So could you please set up your performance? Please let us know what piece you'll be performing, the composer, and just a little bit about the piece, if you would.
Absolutely. So what I'll be performing is Meditation from Thais. It's by Massenet. And I particularly love this piece because of it's just such a beautiful melody, and it showcases the violin perfectly, in my opinion. It's got some sultry parts and soaring melody up into the E string, and it's a great way to express yourself. It's basically a song, so I'm singing through the instrument in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Katie Thomas. Katie,
Yes.
that was gorgeous.
Oh, thank you very
I
much.
loved it. And you're so right. You could definitely, it almost felt as though there was something that you were connected to spiritually in the song while you were performing. I felt like I could see that.
Yeah, I've been playing this piece for forever, it seems, and it grows with me, you know, and I try to bring my experiences into what I'm playing as well, my influences, and but thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, I will say, I did play the violin for 4 years as a kid. I did not continue, but in my house, there was always music playing as well, similar to your upbringing. But what was always playing in my home was like R&B, soul music. And I did notice in your bio that you have performed on the OJ's latest album.
Oh, yeah.
So how did you cross over from classical to soul?
Oh, man. Oh, that was really fun.
I can imagine.
That was a
legendary.
Good time. That was a good time. I will have to say that their album is going to be really awesome, like really awesome. But yeah, I worked with a lot of Broadway musicians, one which was, he's the soloist for Hamilton Broadway show.
Yes.
Among other incredible violinists. So it was a group of about 10 of us. So we just laid down some really sick tracks and had a great time. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity to kind of just like let loose and
yeah,
and just have fun.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I am very honored to be a part of the OJ's album, that's for sure.
Crossover.
Yeah.
So please also tell us something about this violin. It's gorgeous.
Thank you. This violin is actually extremely special. So my husband is a violin dealer, and the company is Florian Leonhard Fine Violins, New York. We're based in London, but we have the pleasure of having this instrument on consignment. It's a Francesco Ruggieri, circa 1690.
Wow.
And this violin was owned by Joseph Joachim, who I don't know if many of our viewers know this, but he helped edit Brahms' Violin Concerto and worked with Brahms very closely. So this is very, very special.
Very special
and
indeed.
I'm honored also to have performed on it for you.
Wow. It's like we're literally looking at history in your hands.
Yes, I know you can almost feel the soul inside of these instruments and who's graced them throughout all these years. It's incredibly special to me and others. Yeah.
So how can our viewers find out more about you, also about your company through which they can use some of the violins that you sell?
Absolutely. So the company, you can find us online, florianleonhard.com. As far as I'm concerned, you can find me on Instagram at Katie Thomas Violin. That's my handle. And my website is katiethomasviolin.com.
Got it. Well, Katie, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful art with us, and also sharing this beautiful violin piece with us as well.
Thank you.
And we do hope you'll come back.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching the Artists Forum. Stay tuned for our next segment.
The Artists Forum.
Get connected.
Be heard.
The Artists Forum is a place where artists of all disciplines can network, collaborate, and showcase their work.
On the Artists Forum's AFTV, you'll see interviews with New York's emerging talents in theater, dance, music, visual arts, written word, as well as insights from industry insiders.
Watch us on MNN every other Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I'm Lisa Nicole Wilkerson.
And I'm Rebecca L. Hargrove.
We'll see you on the Artists Forum. Welcome to the Artists Forum. I'm your host, Lisa Nicole Wilkerson. Our guest this segment is a singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist who has her songs being played around the world. Our guest is Jacqine. Jacqine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here.
Such a pleasure. So, because your music is so broad, can you please describe what genres it crosses into, and also let us know where your music is being played around the world right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So my music focus is smooth jazz. I have done a lot of dance music in the past, but yeah, right now it's definitely in the smooth jazz, funk genre.
Cool. And where is it being played?
It's been played on over 40 radio stations, and it's been played around the world: South Africa, Republic of Panama, a lot in the UK, Australia, Las Vegas, Georgia, Alabama. So it's been domestic and international in terms of where my music has been played, yeah.
That must be so exciting.
It really is. I'm so excited to be able to have that kind of support from these radio stations and broadcasters who really believe in my music and feel that the music is great enough to play on their stations.
So when did you get your start? Like, how old were you when you started playing keys?
When I started playing keyboards, I was probably around 10, 11 years old.
Okay.
But I started singing earlier than that,
Okay.
so around 9 or 10 years old, I started singing.
And when did you know that this was something that you not only could do, but wanted to do for a career?
Yes, when I got my first non-exclusive music production deal many years ago in the dance genre, that's when I knew that I really
That you had something.
wanted to, pursue doing music and, trying to write music as well at that time.
Excellent. So we are going to actually have the opportunity to hear one of your songs. Can you talk a little bit about the developmental process, like what you go through when you want to write a piece of music? And then can you also tell us the name of the song we're going to hear today?
Yes. So the song you're going to hear today is called Look at Us Now. I featured Scott Marvel on guitar, and Craig Levy is on the production. Craig Levy of Little Pioneer Cider House. He's on the production. He did the drums. And in terms of the development of my music, I am inspired by various experiences in my life. Past experiences are not always present experiences. Some of them are past experiences that I sort of reflect on and make relevant to things going on today. And people interpret my music in their own special way. So that is fantastic for me because I know it heals people and I know it helps people to experience and work through whatever things they're going through in their own life, that it helps them to find solutions in their own life.
Do you think it helps you as well? Like, is it kind of like creating music almost therapeutic in some ways?
Yes, I feel it is. I feel that getting the music out, writing the music, it really helps me to get through things that I, have, wanted to do with the music and the inspiration I had for writing the music.
That's so cool. And who were maybe your earliest influences with music?
I would say, Lara Fabian, Barbra Streisand, Meza, Layla Hathaway. I love those singers, Celine Dion, definitely. But I listen to a lot of instrumental music, and I'm a big fan of smooth jazz in terms of, people like Stanley Jordan, Grover Washington Jr., Peter White, Brian Culbertson, Nelson Rangel, a lot of jazz artists. I go to their concerts sometimes, when I can go to their concerts, and I buy their CDs, and,
To support them.
Yeah, to some of the concerts I've bought to support them, and just really love their music, and they're definitely influences of mine, and they inspire me to write music the way I do.
That is so awesome. Well, I'm very excited to be able to hear your song. Look at Us Now, correct?
Yes.
Everyone, please enjoy Jacqine as she performs Look at Us Now.
Look at us now. Is it the way it's supposed to be? Well, look at us now. Is it the way it's supposed to be? Whatever you feel for me, I feel for you. What you feel for me, I feel for you. What you feel for me, I feel for you. And it's all right for the rest of my life. I'll think of you, knowing that you just can't hide. For all of my life, I'll think of you, knowing that you just can't hide. Look at us now. Is it the way it's supposed to be? Well, look at us now. Is it the way it's supposed to be? Whatever you feel for me, I feel for you, and I know you would, so promise me I'd feel for you, I'd be with you, and it's all right. For the rest of my life, I'll think of you, knowing that you just can't hide. For all of my life, I'll be with you, knowing that you just can't hide. Don't you go denying me if it feels so, so right. I could really be the perfect one if you're looking for the one you want. Well, look at us now. Is it the way it's supposed to be? Well, look at us now. Is it the way? Is it the way? Whatever you feel for me, I feel for you. What you feel for me, I look at you, you look at me, I feel for you, and it's all right. For the rest of my life, I'll think of you, knowing that you just can't hide. For all of my life, I'll be with you, knowing that you just can't hide. Look at us now. Is it the way it's supposed to be? Well, look at us now. Is it the way? Is it the way? Ooh, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Jacqine, you had me jumping out of this chair dancing to that song. That was so fun.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. I'm so glad.
No wonder your music is so popular. Now I get it. I get it.
Wow,
That
thank
is
you.
so cool. So what do you like most about that song? Like what influenced you to actually create that particular piece of music?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. But I would say that, it's from a past experience because, sometimes, when people want to enter a relationship with someone, of course I'm married, but I mean, in terms of, the past, when people want to enter a relationship with somebody and you sort of like don't know if that person really likes you
The way you like them.
yeah, they try to hide and just kind of try not to have you like them, and that's what they do, but you realize that they really do like you, and so it's kind of, I feel it may be a game or whatever, and that's sort of where that sort of comes from.
Sounds like the dating scene in New York, but we won't talk about that. So for other people, how would you give advice, or what type pieces of advice would you give to people who are new to the game, they're really interested in pursuing music in the way you are, creating songs or evolving within a genre of music that really just kind of spans a variety of different types of music. Like, how would you advise someone to start getting their feet wet?
Once something sounds like the record, reach out to the radio stations and see if they'll play your music and try to get exposure that way. I would say that, you know, developing through maybe taking lessons for voice lessons, and also, you know, with maybe songwriting lessons, things like that, to make sure that they can do their best, you know, in getting the music out. So I would say those are very important things to be able to develop in the journey of doing music.
That is some great advice. Thank you so much for that. So,
You're welcome.
Where can people learn more about you? If you have social media handles, please let us know.
Sure. So if people visit my page on Facebook, Jacqine, Jacqine, or if they want to purchase my album is available now. It's on CD Baby, and it's also on iTunes as well as Amazon.
Great.
So they can purchase my songs through there.
You heard it here first, Jacqine. She's an amazing artist. And thank you so much for being here, for joining us tonight in the Artist Forum. We will see you next time.